Hi there, this is Fakir Yogi Brindra Yogi. Beloved friends, he's my friend Brian Tracy. What I want to suggest you in this video, that you should be a wonderful person who always motivates, who inspires, who encourages everyone and let them know their potential, because every human being is blessed with intelligent substance in the form of their mind, which can really conceive and believe and achieve anything and everything on earth. So they have to be in a very high level of energy and enthusiastic attitude towards life. Tell them that everything is possible for you. The word impossible is found in the dictionary of fools only. So whatever you want, whatever you believe, and your mind conceive, if you have a definite plan of action, you are seeking the advice of the best brains as a mastermind alliance partner, and you have the tremendous self-confidence, self-belief, self-reliance, very hard working attitude, going extra mile, you can achieve anything and everything in your life. That should be the attitude towards your colleagues, towards your children, towards anybody and everybody who seek your advice. But on the contrary, you will find, my friend, that there are so many people, the parents always find the faults with their children, they demoralize, they deplore, they always put their, the feelings in a very bad, they beat, they hit, they ruin the life of the children. Similarly, the case of the bosses in the office, I have personally experienced in Nmdc. I found only donkeys, the idiots. They never did anything in their life. They are working in a mining organization, digging and selling without intelligence, without motivation, without intellectual approach. And they always fight with the best brains. Like myself, I was best always throughout my life. I defined myself who I am, with tremendous capacity for applied faith, belief, courage, conviction, determination, hardest working person ever born on the earth, as I am, Fakir Yogi, Brindra Yogi. I was really surprised to see the attitude of the people in Nmdc. They do not respect people. And that's my friend Brian Tracy telling. Never deplore, never despise, never hate your children, never underestimate their potential. It is in the dormant state. It is sleeping in the head of their cells of the brain. But if stimulated, they can achieve anything in life. As you may be knowing the story of Edison. His teachers underestimated his talents and wrote a letter to the mother of Edison. And you know what Edison did? The letter, one day Edison found when he became the greatest inventor of all time, and he started weeping and crying. The content of the letter was addressed to his mother. This is the stupid boy ever born on earth. He cannot do anything in life. Don't send this foolish boy to the school next day. Dear friends, these fools have done nothing in their life and they have learned only negativity. They always find their own reflections in the greatness of others. I was an example. Throughout my life, I never found a leader. But luckily in the latter part of my life, I found the first greatest leader was Mr. S.S. Moni when I was working for Cosmoferrites, Javli Solan, Himachal Pradesh, India. Second great leader and third great leader I found where I am working today. The greatest leader ever born on earth, Manav Ratna Dr. G.V. Krishna Reddy and Dr. G.V. Ramana Rao, who give me the responsibility to really enjoy my work and give me a lot more things where I was very rich potentially. I'm a yoga teacher, dear friends. I'm a motivator, just like Brian or just like Andrew Carnegie or Napoleon Hill. I play the role very significantly because they could really sense my power of communication, the depth of understanding, and the feelings of love, affection, kindness, compassion. Now here my friend Brian Vaji Shelley, he will share the similar views what I have told you.
You'll never amount to anything. And so many people, many parents have made the mistake of criticizing their children too much when they were growing up, and their children develop a feeling that they're not really very good. And so they set low standards for themselves and achieve it. The worst of all, they say, is to set low standards for yourself and be successful. So the expectations of your parents have an inordinate impact on the person you become as an adult. And so you have to look back and realize that many parents were raised by parents with negative expectations. And in the Bible it says the sins of the fathers are visited on the children. So what your parents, grandparents did to them, they will often have inflicted on you. And you'll often grow up not really feeling that you have great potential. Your parents will have expressed the thought that they didn't really expect you to do that well. You get poor grades, well, what can you expect? You're not that smart. And you're never on time. And you never fulfill your promises. And you probably won't do that well in life. And it's amazing the power of negative expectations expressed by our parents when we were young, the power that that has on us as an adult. It's sort of like a sea anchor that's pulling us back. And we're struggling hard on the outside to be successful, but deep down inside, we are still fighting with those negative expectations. The other place is the expectations of your boss. You'll find that people who work under high expectations bosses who really have confidence in their staff, perform at a vastly higher level. I remember when I was in real estate, there was an office, and this office was run by this manager who was just dynamite. Positive, cheerful, happy, upbeat, and he only hired people that were of the same caliber. He wouldn't let anybody be there. You had people lined up to join this office, even though they're working on straight commission. And he would interview them, he would spend some time with them, he'd have them meet the other people, they'd do a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Eventually he had an office full of really high chargers. They're just positive, happy people, a lot of laughter. And that office, the people in that office made 3 times as much on average as the real estate people in any other office, booms or busts. During the busts, they were the most financially successful real estate agents in the market. And so people who had been struggling in one office with negative or indifferent bosses or demanding bosses or complaining or criticizing bosses, they go and they work in this place and their income would triple within a year because they're under the influence of the positive expectations boss. Now here's one of the great rules in life, which we'll come back to over and over, is that people don't change. I get this question, how can I get my wife to change, my husband to change, my boss to change, my friend to change? People don't change. In fact, the psychological studies show that people under pressure become even more so, but they don't change. And people say, well, how come you're giving a seminar if you say that people can't change? I'm saying that it's like how many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? Well, the answer is only one, but the light bulb has to really want to change. And it's the same thing. Most people don't want to change. They've taken their whole lives to become the person they are, and they don't really have any desire to change. As a matter of fact, most people feel that to some degree they are superior to all other human beings. Everybody does. It's okay. I know. And so therefore, why would they change if they're already superior? And if somebody thinks that they should change, well, they're definitely superior to that person, because that person is obviously an inferior person if they would even suggest that someone as good as me change. Are you with me so far? This is called rationalizing, which we call rational lies. We tell rational lies. My friend John Assaraf talks about that. And so the expectations of your boss, and the rule is, if you're working with a negative expectations boss, go somewhere else. Because he or she will never change, and you will never fulfill your potential under a negative expectations boss. Another is the expectations you have of others. The expectations you have of your children and your spouse, you'll find that in great relationships, each spouse expects the other to do really well and to be really successful and really happy. The expectations you have of your children.